Okay, so today what I'd like to talk about is how to make media work for you in your business. So we'll talk a little bit about the web, internet, and video. These days, media has expanded so far. I mean, when I was growing up, we had the rotary phones, and media was print, television, and radio, right? And it's a brave new world. So just to jump in, let's start off talking about websites and Internet 1.0. So basically, Internet 1.0 is your static websites, basically like a brochure for your business online. And that was sufficient basically from the 90s on up. But how many of you know that now we have Web 2.0 and all kinds of different stuff? But a website is still valuable. So let's just talk a little bit about some of the problems with traditional websites that business owners have found. I don't know, how many of you have a website? Okay, so maybe I want to say about a quarter of the room. Okay, how many of you would like to have a website for your business? Okay, I know a lot of times I go and I try to find a business online, try to find their address, and a lot of businesses don't have websites, right? Well, here's some of the reasons why. To create a website generally requires specialized knowledge, and it can be very expensive to get custom design for your website. It's very time consuming if you don't know HTML or all those languages that are so hard to pronounce, right? Then if you do get a website produced, there's a risk of losing access to it if you have a web designer, maybe a cousin or a friend or a student, and if they're hosting it on their own computer, you can lose access to your files. Additionally, if that person moves on, it can be difficult to make updates without their help. And there's also the issue of creative versus technical. Some people are very technically oriented. They can write programs, do all kind of fancy things with the website, but it may not look that good. And then there's some people who can make beautiful designs, but not so user-friendly, not so easy to navigate. So it's hard to find someone who has the blend of both. So there's limited design and functionality, and it can be very complicated to learn the interface of a website. So some new options today for business owners who just really want to get started but don't want to have to spend a lot of money or spend a lot of time in school learning how to create a website. There's do-it-yourself sites like Wix.com, which is a web-based interface. You can start a blog in a day, like Blogger or WordPress is common, and those require no specialized knowledge. They're affordable. You can get a custom design. You can buy templates, and you can do it in a fraction of the time of a traditional website, which could take a month or more to design. There's no risk of losing access to the site or depending on unreliable web designers. Generally, someone else can step in and take over the process, and you can access it from any web-capable computer. Some blog sites that you can get started on right away that actually do function as websites. There's so much that you can do with the blog to make it just like a traditional website, and even beyond. Is WordPress.org, Blogger.com, LiveJournal.com, MyBlogLog, Tumblr.com, and TypePad.com. Some terms that you might hear when you're going out and starting to build your web presence, which I recommend having a web presence as opposed to just a website. WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get. That's one of those editors that I was talking about where you can access it from online. Widgets or web gadgets. Web 2.0 is basically social networking and interactivity. In the cloud. Anybody here in the cloud? It's a new term. Basically, things like, I know you have, things like Google Apps, where you have interactive calendars, which you can get for free. You can work on documents and be working on the same document with people across the nation or the world. iCloud, Amazon, and then e-commerce, which there's e-commerce that you can start for free through PayPal, ClickBank, and others like that. If you don't have any other web presence, a great way to start your media is to get a Facebook page. It's free, and you can get a page that's separate from your personal profile, and tweets can be posted automatically. If you're into Twitter, you can set up your blog to where posts become notes, and you can reach over 500 million people who are already on Facebook. So there's a great market going on. Twitter is basically a text messaging system, not necessarily to the phone. Some people can get it on the phone. But it's good for celebrities and to have people follow you. And you can use applications like Hootsuite to update multiple social networking sites at one time. YouTube. You can have your own channel at no cost, and video is one of the most competitive ways to optimize your web presence. It's owned by Google, so it's search engine friendly, and it integrates with Facebook and virtually everything else. Just some quick facts on that as we wrap up. YouTube is responsible for 1 out of every 3 online video views. Some days it gets more traffic than Google. It has nearly the same traffic, but 1/100th of the competition. Video is very democratized. You can create video on your website, on your cell phone, actually, and I've made a video that came up pretty well using a cell phone. There's basically 3 factors that you want to study when you get started, and that's basically composition or framing, lighting, and your audio. There is a learning curve for editing, but there's screen recording softwares like ScreenFlow and Camtasia that oftentimes have editing systems built in. And the last thing to do is when you're making your media work for you, start with the script. What story can you tell to help your customers once they own the stuff you sell? Repurpose your script for your blog posts, for articles, news stories, and submit as articles through Buzzle, articledatabase.com, and things like that. And press releases reach thousands of news sites. So use things like PR Web, Web PR, and Stat Cultural Hub, or for the gospel, gospelvine.com, blackgospelpromo.com. So those are just some ways to make your media work for you. If you have any questions or would like to learn more, I'll be here. Feel free to come and greet me, and thank you for your time.